You're listening to Common Sense and Beer, where we talk about the heavy-hitting topics with a beer in hand. I'm one of your hosts, Zach.
And I'm the other, Kyle.
And today we're gonna talk about a lot of things, I think, but one of them being the State of the Union address that was just brought out, or that was just done on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then there's all kinds of stuff to talk about in the news these days, but overall, Kyle, just give us an overall statement on what you thought about the State of the Union address.
Well, he was drugged up. Old Dementia Joe was at it again. It was a campaign speech, slurred and mumbled, and and then supported the night after by the paid activists. It was a part of the course, I would say.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. It was a lot more of a campaign speech than actually addressing anything about the State of the Union. Because if he had, he'd probably be talking about more important things than how well he's done over the last 4 years. Yeah. And on top of that, you got all the people on the left side. 4 more years. It's just like, and then Kamala Harris is standing up and clapping every 30 seconds while Mike Johnson sits back there and just smiles and shakes his head.
But the whole intro while the walk-up was like very Stalinist, any sort of authoritarian dictator.
I was going to say, I've never watched... I got to be honest, I don't think I've ever watched like a full State of the Union address and like the actual broadcast of it, but I don't think I've ever seen that.
The walk-ups and the applause, like the 15-minute applause, is not normal.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering about that.
I mean, he was not going fast. And then you had all the Democrats that were dressed up as white, which I thought was appropriate, paying homage to their the old hood. They didn't have the hoods, but, I understand the robe.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, you get it?
Yeah.
Really clear.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The whole thing, it just seemed like everyone was there to pat him on the back, or well, I should say everyone on the left side was just there to pat him on the back, and it's like, come on. And on top of that, he just flat out lied half the time.
Oh, yeah, it was a bunch of lies, dude.
Well, he's talking about how inflation has never been so low, and that the Republicans voted down a bill, the border bill, to help at the border. And it's
everything
like,
about that's such gaslighting. Everything he says 100%. About the border bill is just 100%.
Well,
liar, man.
Well, and again, I've used this analogy too, but it's like a magic show. A magician distracts you with one hand while all this other stuff is going on, in the other hand. Mm-hmm. It's like,
well, he's directly responsible for the border crisis, but now they're blaming the Republicans, saying, "Oh, they're not doing it." But it's like the only thing that border bill does is legalize their current invasion.
Yeah, well, how much money was that? It was like $14 billion for the quote unquote border bill.
Yeah,
and only like what, 500,000 of it was going to go to the border. The rest was going to go to Israel.
When it first
Ukraine.
came out, you mean?
Yeah,
which I think they ended up, stripping the border bill out of it, but they still got that money to Ukraine and Israel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me they put it under another bill.
Yeah,
yeah, 18 or 100.
The Save Puppies Act.
Is that 118? What does that say? What's that number?
That is definitely 118 billion dollars.
Yeah,
man, they're crazy, dude. That I can't believe they're printing so much money, and then they're saying how inflation is low. It's like these two things cannot be true at the same time.
Yeah.
And look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's surging, man, and I understand there's a whole there's reasons for it, other than I feel like Bitcoin being as high as it is representative of the U.S. dollar being so insanely devalued.
Yeah.
Because when this pump started going up, because it wasn't this high. It was still around 50. Just look at a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. What's that number once over there?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to.
51. Yeah, it was so February 21st. Go up to like, what's today?
Today's the 9th.
Get into March. early March. March 1st it was
yeah, that's what
62. So yeah, like right at the end of February there, like I got into it because it started to rise, and I was like, oh. So I just threw some cash at it, you know, and I threw some more cash at it, and then it's like it pumped up to 70,000 the other day. And I'm like, dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's unreal. You're not supposed to make that much money so fast off the in the stock market type or in an exchange like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because of how much and it's like there's no financial advice here. Obviously, you do what you do, but this Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. For people that think it's going to like destabilize, it'll go up and down and up and like extreme highs. I think they're saying it's going to get a lot higher. Like that's why I'm buying into it now, because it's supposed to get up into 200,000, where then it's going to drop back down. Oh man. I don't know what the predictions were, but either way, it's just a prediction type thing.
Yeah.
Just what people are forecasting for it. But honestly, it's something that you can kind of predict. And it's
right.
If you were to put, like if you kind of look back and it's like, if I was to put my paycheck instead of into a bank account, where it lost so much value over time with the way prices were going and shrinkflation, where you get your Tide detergent that it's like, wait, it's smaller, same price,
yeah,
and it's like, wait, but what is this trickery here?
Yeah. Well, Biden talked about that in the State of the Union too.
He did, which was surprising because that is one of those horrible things. But it's like,
well, he was excited about talking about potato chips and Snickers bars.
That's probably what it is. He's getting his snacks and he goes, "This is what's going on? This is bullshit.
Where's the oatmeal?
If I got to deal with this, people must be pissed. It'll be a big hit. I'm gonna bring it up at the State of the Union."
That's funny.
Fucking joke.
Yeah,
I mean, and like, oh man, he's just
he's a puppet.
You feel bad for him sometimes, but it's like, like he's just so. He shouldn't be up there, man.
No,
he shouldn't. No. He should be on the beach in
Delaware,
but like as far away from an office as possible.
As far away from young kids as possible.
Absolutely. keep him under eye, but keep him on the beach. Maybe just fence him in.
Yeah,
he'll be happy.
Yeah, man. I don't know the State of the Union address. First of all. Again, I have not watched too many of them. I really haven't been as political, or I should say, I haven't watched as much political content as I have in the last few years.
Isn't it wild when you're paying attention to what these things look like?
Yeah, but to be honest with you, the whole thing, I didn't really know exactly what to expect, but honestly, it was very weird. The whole walk up and everything, and shaking everyone's hand, and everyone's, just applauding and trying to shake it like he's, God incarnate,
Joe, is that posted on YouTube, like on the White House or something channel?
Of what?
The State of the Union.
Yeah, that's how I watched it. I watched it the day after.
Can we pull up the part where he gets the girl's name wrong? The chick. That's so disrespectful. Laken Riley. Yeah. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene's all decked out in like Trump gear.
Yeah, I saw that.
But she's got a shirt that says "Say her name, Laken Riley," spelled out. While he's walking up, she goes up and hands him this button and says, like say her, and
say her name.
He says something bad. He says, I know her name or something. I know how to say her name or something like that back at her, and then he keeps walking forward. But there's even a clip where it says. There we go.
This is how AI.
AI. That's another topic for another day.
Oh yeah.
The end of our look at like without any audio. Look at how scary that is.
Yeah.
And look at Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
Drug detection machines to significantly increase the ability to screen and stop vehicles smuggling fentanyl into America. That's killing thousands of children. This bill would save lives.
There's the Democrats applauding in their white.
It will also give me and any new president
Plotting the KKK.
New emergency authority to temporarily shut down the border when the number of migrants at the border is overwhelming.
Don't need
The
to
Border
pass
Patrol
the bill
Union
for
has
that.
endorsed this bill. The Federal Chamber of Commerce is...
No, they haven't.
Yeah. You're saying low. Look at the facts.
Oh, God.
I hate when he does.
I
Look at
know.
it.
Look at the thing. All he said,
he's like,
yeah.
people
I know
like
you
that.
know how to read.
People like that.
And then look at her stand up.
Oh, she's so smug.
It's so
I believe that
sickening.
given the opportunity for a majority in the House and Senate would endorse the bill as well, a majority right now. But unfortunately, politics has derailed this bill so far. I'm told my predecessor called members of Congress in the Senate to demand they block the bill. He feels political win. He viewed it as would be a political win for me and a political loser for him. It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brain. Hold on now. Hold on now. My brain broke. I need some water.
No, he's getting the button.
Need some ice cream.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
It's
That's
Lincoln
right.
Riley.
But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals?
Oh.
To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by, and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing. And it's worth it taking the chance.
Why is that, Joe?
But
yeah, where's
if it's
the
only
cut
6 weeks,
him telling him to come and rush the border?
The idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. Folks.
Yeah. Dude, have you... All right, pause it.
My Republican friends owe it to the American people. Get this bill done. We need to act now.
All their policies are always like, we're just going to put a tax on it. We're just going to make it so expensive as to discourage the behavior that we deem, inappropriate. But it's like, it's that policy of like, putting a tax on like soda or sugary drinks.
Straws.
You can no longer buy a 2 liter. Now there's no more we're banning 2 liters. You only buy 1 liters. Yeah. Just weird stuff like that ends up happening, or you get like the 1.75 liter now because the 2 liters banned.
Yeah.
The 1.99 liter.
Yeah.
Some goofy nonsense.
Yeah.
But they're like applying that same logic to the border. It doesn't make any sense. It never will.
Look,
it's like you can't apply. It does not work that way.
Well, and he skipped right over the problem that people are having, which is okay. So he said, oh, people know that they can come over here because they have 6 to 8 years before, Why is that? Do you know why that is?
Because he rescinded all of Trump's border policies.
And it's because there's so many people that are coming over, the court dates are that far out.
Yeah. And they're helping them cross over because then once they cross over, then they have to deal with them.
Yes.
So they're being instructed to do that.
And what's
I feel
funny,
like these people should be like held liable too when the new administration happens. Like it's like you were just following orders. Like you are also going to be criminally liable for human trafficking.
Well. So I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast where he had Dr. Phil on, right?
Okay.
And Dr. Phil, he's one of those where he gets kind of wishy-washy, you know.
A part of me really likes Dr. Phil and a part of me really hates Dr. Phil.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
And but he did kind of like a little expose. He went right down to the border and he started talking to people, the border agents, the head of the border patrol union and stuff like that. And one of the things he said was how there's 2 different colored uniforms. There's the federal border patrol in tan, I think he said, and then the Texas State Border Patrol, which is in green. And it's funny because if the Texas State Border Patrol seizes them, they get cuffed and they get put in a holding center.
Okay.
Whereas if a tan uniform picks them up, they don't get cuffed.
Yeah.
They just take down their information and pass them on, just like an assembly line,
Yeah.
And then.
And they're being instructed on who to go to.
Well, not only
based
are
on
they
the uniform by UN NGOs and
and not only that, but
communists.
Dr. Phil, go watch I would encourage anybody to go watch that episode because it was really good, really informative.
We can pull up some of the Dr. Phil on The View, because he took that right from the Joe Rogan, and then he was running with it, man. And it's kind of like seeing this guy get red pilled on something.
Well, he went on to The View, and then they're like trying to rush to. They're asking him questions, and then as soon as he answers them, they're trying to rush to commercial breaks.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh wait, that's not what we were looking for."
Well, anyway, so he's talking to this the head of the union down at the Border Patrol, and he noticed that there were kids coming across the border with addresses and phone numbers on their arms. And so Dr. Phil's like, "Oh, well, do you just you call them, do you?" And so they call the number, and then all they ask them is, "Are you waiting for this person?" They have this phone number, on them. Yeah, we're waiting for them. Oh, okay. Well, they'll be coming out either on a bus or an airplane at some point.
Yeah. They're part of a human trafficking campaign.
Yeah, human trafficking. What does Dr. Phil say? What's the other one? Sweatshops. All of this stuff is happening, and so Dr. Phil asked. He's like, well, why wouldn't you do DNA testing? Wouldn't you try to confirm that these people are family members or something? And he just looked at him and said, "Good question.
Yeah,
this is what we're told to do."
And I'd say, yeah, man, that and to think about, like, just not the sweatshop thing, because like there's a whole, different nations, like nationality, Chinese, Africans, Arabs, different peoples being funneled in. And they're finding all these different things, like they're finding tons of IDs like stashed at the, right before the border crossing, because it's that whole, if they can't identify you, they have to do such and such. There's like all these rules, and they're being taught along the way, how to do these things, if not shuttled along the way too. But like you have, because, a lot of it comes together down in like Oklahoma and whatnot. There's a bunch of like the medical marijuana sweatshop type deals where it's like, it's kind of like that, where it's like they get all these guys, and, they like almost like a family's worth of people, stick them in a one room barn or something, and they're working the farm. They're working the weed farms,
Yep.
And that's like a huge operation. And I mean, they find any way they can to like do stuff like that. And, I know like, for instance, like Indian families will do that, but like more of in a legal fashion, where it's like they run like a convenience store, and like like the uncle and such and such here for the visa, and then like and then a new family of the same family, but like the whatever, like the brother and then his family comes in, and then they run the store, and whatever else. Like that's completely like different, but it's like the same kind of
yeah. Well, dude, I don't know, man. The whole thing, it's so concerning to me, and I've been saying this for a long time, but it's so concerning to me that our borders are just wide open like this, because again, we're funding 2 wars. We're involved in 2 wars. We obviously have a superpower that's just sitting waiting for us to mess up.
We're in a proxy war with Russia right now.
Yeah.
I mean, World War III is like
China's right around the corner.
World War III is already going on.
Yeah.
And this point will be like they'll be talking about things that happened during these times that we've already lived through, marking these milestones as World War III.
Yep.
Path to World War III happened, such and such.
Bombs will start crossing Ukraine into Europe. NATO's going to get involved. It happened
with the 2020 election when the Democrat, the DNC machine, and this is sci-fi, had a actually this isn't, performed a shadow campaign on the 2020 election.
Yep.
In order to save democracy and take it from the fascist populist leader Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And to put in Biden, who then was tough on Russia, Vladimir Putin, the dictator warlord.
Man, I don't know, man.
It's going to end in ash.
Yeah. Well, and then Dr. Phil, and he cited, again, go watch that episode, but of Joe Rogan's podcast. But he cited, Dr. Phil cited as well too, several he cited one source where he got his information and said that up to this point, or up to the point that they had recorded, they had figured that there were about 30,000 Chinese immigrants. Most of them, a majority of them, being military-aged men coming over with military haircuts and military combat boots.
Isn't that strange? I mean, dude, gosh.
And it's not just, and I should say, it's not just Chinese military-aged men.
Most of them are military-aged males.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are coming.
Yep.
They're not with their families. The majority are military-aged males.
Yeah.
And then
that's concerned.
Look up Dick Durbin. The Courage to Serve Act. Have you heard of this?
No.
This will get you going. Joe, have you heard of this? Joe, are you even mic'd up?
The
you
Courage
hear me?
to
I know you
serve.
can hear me because you're typing, so obviously you can hear me, but why are you so quiet?
Dick Durbin, what?
Courage to Serve.
Courage to Serve. The name.
He's an Illinois senator. He's a piece of crap, man. We're stuck with him though. He's one of those guys. Well, in Illinois is like super majority Democrat. There's no shot you're getting anything across. All right.
Well, it's all because of
Chicago.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I mean the entire state's mostly red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cook County.
Kane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Courage to. Yeah, I mean, I would like him to be describing it his voice. That would be perfect instead of reading it. But anyways, Courage to Serve Act, maybe. Like maybe that matters. I guess it matters. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's really tiny. Oh,
Congress.
and it's like the legal nonsense.
Oh,
All right. Well, this is a bill. See that Courage to Serve Act. I'll give you the summary. Basically, we'll give you citizenship if you serve in our armed forces.
Oh my God.
Okay. Now with what you just said.
Oh my God.
With a bunch of potential Chinese military.
What is it? Hold on.
Maybe a whole regiment can now just sign up and become part of the U.S. military. Maybe they don't have to shoot. They don't have to have any shots fired except for, on the good old Christian right.
So inform me at this point.
That has been a pathway, though, before.
Absolutely.
Well,
but when you bring in 7 to 8 million illegal citizens and send them all throughout the country in the way that we're just talking about, a bunch of military-aged males from other countries, and when you have
is this a bill that's been passed?
They're talking. This is a bill. February 7th, 2024, in the House of Representatives. I think this is all. I think this might be in with the. What? Yeah, it's just introduced.
Okay.
Just introduced, but like I said, they're trying to
Oh my God!
Trying to make that a thing. And I'd say it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal because, like I said, you've brought in a bunch of unfettered potential terrorists, potential militaries, like literal people from other militaries into the country. You're just letting them pour in. You're, giving them money and letting them come in. And
this is terrible because,
and then you do that. It's actually a big deal now. I actually do believe this to be a good pathway to citizenship, but not in what they're trying to do this to all the people that are here now that they've let in already.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
What's the actual number? What's the bill number? I saw it there. HR
7298.
7298. So people, go check this up. Go look at it. But it's really scary. That's really scary. The fact that,
I just love that you didn't know about that and you actually
I had no idea.
Walked into. Hold on, but we still have to play this Dr. Phil clip on The View because I think that is one of the craziest things of just hearing the way he talks, because you don't even have to see his face is worth watching during the whole thing.
Right.
Because he's super serious.
Yep.
But hearing the way he talks, I don't know.
Well,
I like this new Dr. Phil.
Yeah, well, watching him on Rogan too, you can tell he's really disturbed by it when he talks about it. You know? Oh man, this is crazy. And this was introduced in February.
Yeah, early February.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Oh, let's read. Joey's got some stuff highlighted
An alien
for us.
is eligible to participate in the program if the alien successfully completes a background investigation conducted by the FBI, submits an application for participation in the program at such time, in such form, and including such information as the secretary may by rule require.
Mumbling is
Yeah,
not good
I was
for-
going to say,
not
don't
good
whisper
for
it.
podcast.
Hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm
Yeah,
I'm like
out
reading
loud.
it for myself.
Yeah,
My
you're
bad.
trying to understand it. Yeah, I get it. Go ahead and read, because I cannot read it from here. So go
All
ahead
right.
and
Yeah, when are you going to decide to get glasses? Zach?
soon.
All right. Submits an application for participation in the program at such time, in such form, and including such information as the secretary may by rule require, and 3, as of the date of application to the program, A has no lawful status under the immigration laws or temporary protected status under Section 244 of the Immigration Act. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Is not inadmissible to the United States and is otherwise eligible for enlistment. Yeah.
This is oh my.
That's more or less the exact same verbiage that we've done before for President Wade for
Expedited process. In case of participate in the of a participant in the program, the following shall apply. Not later than 100 days after the date of enlistment in the armed forces, the participant shall submit an application for adjustment of status to that of an alien lawfully admitted for permanent residency. Okay. The secretary shall provide technical assistance with the preparation of an application. Okay, so someone's doing all this for them. If the alien completes 3 years of honorable service in the armed forces, or if the alien completes 1 year of honorable service in an active duty status in the armed forces, or if the alien completes 30 days of honorable service in a designated combat zone, the secretary shall provide expedited consideration for such an application. Yeah, man. Like, they fill the top with, like, the stuff that you're like, oh, okay, well, then it's fine. But then they, like, there's a bunch of stuff at the bottom that, like, supersedes all that shit. That's what all these bills always do.
That's oh my god.
So it's like it does
So
like
crazy.
yeah, you're like because then someone could post that and be like, see, this is what the bill says. You're an idiot. And
Well,
it's like,
I'm
all right, yeah, but
interested-
then look at this section, and it's like, well, see this, if submitting this paperwork, section 2(1) through 3 does not apply. Type. It's like, well, yeah, man, you got to read further
So
on. Type
let
stuff.
me ask you. Okay, so you said that it was a benefit, or you said it was a good idea to gain citizenship
to have that program. Like someone could apply, like, hey, I want to be an American citizen. I will serve in your army, while I'm learning and everything else, and then after I've served my time, I can take my citizenship test, get my citizenship, and then through my service or whatever, get the benefits of being a soldier plus American citizenship. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There was some great people I met in the military through that were South American. There was a dude from Korea, and these were all they were all cool, really cool people, and I'd say honorable people.
I don't know, man.
Naturalization through military service. If you served honorably in the United States Armed Forces for at least 1 year, at any time you may be eligible to apply for naturalization. That's been a thing since almost the conception of our military.
Yeah, I think
I think
it's a great thing.
This bill is different, but to say that it hasn't been a thing.
This bill is an updated
not,
version to their new crazy immigration laws and a bunch of the crap that Biden did and then rescinded of Trump. So that it's all based on some of the old stuff that was like, I guess, technically enacted during the Obama presidency.
Okay.
I think, because if he rescinded a bunch of the Trump stuff, wouldn't that be what it would go back to? It would revert.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of
administration.
I don't. Maybe it's just the kind of mode that I'm in right now with immigration the way it is. But I guess it would make me kind of nervous that that we would be training other people that I guess I would have to know how much they're vetted, how much their background check goes through, and stuff like that before they're actually accepted in. And they
joining the military in general is a strenuous period. Like you meet with many individuals before you even join the army.
But if you're an illegal immigrant and you're undocumented, how does that process change? Is it just as stringent? Is my question.
I'm going to tell you the Chinese military guys that are here that are going to join are going to know how to play that system too good.
Well, I'm just wondering if
even
if we take China, even if we take the Chinese men out of it, let's say there's a Mexican middle-aged male who decides he does want to go into the military, and maybe he states that at the border, okay? And so they put him on a track to actually get into the military, okay? What is their process like? Even though he's undocumented, what is their process of actually vetting him and seeing, okay, is this guy up to no good? That's just a question. I just out of curiosity.
I mean, if it's part of naturalization, you would assume, man, but it's hard to tell because
that's my only question. How many of these
people want? So it depends on what world, because it could be they see World War III coming, and they know that a bunch of Americans don't want to fight for America right now because of the state of things, and they're going to need a bunch of cannon fodder.
Right.
It could be that. It could be, kind of the same thing. The American soldier's not going to turn his gun on their fellow man when you consider this domestic terrorist threat that they've been ramping up and propping up for, since the presidency of former Vice President Joe Biden. And, it's almost unreal.
Yeah. That is my fear. I mean, like I said, the whole border thing, You're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of military-aged males that would be possibly going into either our military or becoming a standing force of their own.
They could become their own force, and they don't have the allegiance to the United States military. They were just doing it as an infiltration method, and they would be more than happy to turn their gun on the American citizen for supporting, First Amendment rights and whatever else. They'd be like, no, we don't care about that. We're here to take over your country anyways. Well, and I'm saying it'd be a smart thing for China to do. Just take over the country from the inside out, and then you don't need a World War III. You could just take over the world economy, and you're just you didn't need to annihilate a bunch of the population.
Well, imagine.
So here are the statistics for naturalization through the military. We have, since 2002, 170,000 members of the U.S. military, both at home and abroad. Of the last 5 years, for percentages wise, of the 5 countries, we have 7.1 from Mexico, 9.5 from Jamaica, 6.2 from Nigeria, 5% from China, 10.8% from the Philippines. All in the last 5 years.
Really?
Most of them have between 22 and 25.
Okay, yeah.
Most of them men, most of them in the Army.
Okay.
I don't know how
I
feel about that.
This isn't uncommon. I mean, especially Nigeria here. I knew 4 or 5 guys when I was in that were coming from Nigeria, living in Madison.
All the Africans that I knew were part of different contractor groups.
Okay.
You just see a truck of them.
Yeah.
It's like, what the and they're some security forces. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
The hell's that?
See, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, granted, you guys are obviously much more in tune with military affairs and stuff like that than I am, but I wasn't aware of that. But it is scary to think about. I mean,
they could be slow rolling. Well, all those Chinese, if that's a major
to say with the
player, that's kind of weird.
Well, yeah, and who's to say that with the state of things in this country, who's to say that someone's not going to, start a I don't know if a base would be the right word, but different operations for just these people.
Chinese already
within the military, though, within our own military.
Yeah, they already had the police stations.
Well, you just want to go to Fort Hood then and potentially get shot there.
I went to Fort Hood. What's wrong with that? I went to that place.
Do you know how many amount of military members get absolutely annihilated just from going to Fort Hood by someone?
No. Are those numbers just pumped up because of the terrorist attack? Because of that one dude, that sympathizer?
Not just one dude. It's happened many, many occasions where they just killed a bunch of people at Fort Hood.
I was not aware.
Happened twice that I know of. 2009. Yeah, that was the bad one.
Well,
right? Yeah,
well,
that
that
guy,
was
Nidhi
2009,
Hassan or whatever. Screw that guy. Doesn't really even deserve to have his voice or his name read. The guy's a piece
then
of
you
crap.
have another one in 2014. 3 people were killed and 16 injured on 20. Yeah,
I remember that one. It's because, dude, that's like like they are.
Yeah,
just
Army Major kills
churning
13 people in Fort Hood.
In and out of Fort Hood. So I mean, that is like where you go to deploy.
Oh no, it's the same.
Okay.
You are deploying. If you get stationed in Fort Hood, you are going somewhere. You are. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
It's like a revolving door of deployment.
Yeah, man, it's concerning. It's definitely concerning seeing the amount of people.
Hey, hold up. Hold that thought. Hook me up with a beer.
Oh, I got you. You're gonna have to start talking though.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, but no, that's kind of just to finish my thought that it was kind of crazy. The second thought is obviously that people would turn their gun. This standing army would turn their guns on Americans, completely violating their rights because their rights don't mean anything to them. To them, our rights don't mean anything to them.
Referrals dropped 50 to 60%. So
there was also
Little Dr. Phil, man.
They were trying to save,
Coming in hot.
kids' lives.
Hold on, pause it real fast. Look at Whoopi Goldberg. What in the world happened? Did she just fall out of a cloning facility recently? Did I miss something?
She does look.
Did not look like this.
Yeah.
I feel like a month ago.
No, it looks like something caught up to her.
Doesn't look like her. All right, but it sounds like
it wasn't. People weren't laying around eating bond, but you know what? We're lucky. Maybe we're lucky they didn't.
Look at him.
Because we kept them out of the places that they could be sick, because no one wanted to believe we had an issue.
Are you saying no school children died of COVID?
I'm saying it was the safest group. They were the less vulnerable group, and they suffered will suffer more from the mismanagement of COVID than they will from the exposure to COVID. And that's not an opinion, that's a fact.
True.
Phil, here's what I found crazy.
Who's this freaking guy?
What is this guy? It's some
Get
sort
this guy
of
out
commentator.
Here, man. No. Don't they have they probably wouldn't even post that on their YouTube if they had a clip thing.
Yeah,
Well, it's right here, but I'm not playing the entire 9 minutes segment. Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, no, that's.
Right. But no, I mean.
Yeah, it's crazy. Apparently Dr. Phil was either going to soon do a segment on his own show about it, or he was going to post something out there. Apparently he's also coming out with his own network as well, his own TV network, which is going to, I forget the name of it. Maybe you can look it up. But it's he talked about it on the Joe Rogan podcast, where he talks about his own TV network that's going to have apparently left-leaning and right-leaning commentators and news broadcasts and stuff like that, and is going to promote healthy debating styles in some of these. You'd have to hear him talk about it. I'm not doing it justice, but
Do you remember the time when the guy from Bum Fights cut his hair and dressed up like Dr. Phil and went on Dr. Phil?
Oh, I think he was making fun of him,
He
right?
was,
I think I do.
He was trying to shame the Bum Fights guy. And
Yes,
the Bum Fights
that's
guy's
right.
like, you do the same thing.
Yep.
And he's
Yep, I remember that.
and he got kicked off. I think the show ends.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, what a meme.
Yep.
Dr. Phil. You're like Judge Judy, but
Yeah.
more based. Actually,
Yeah,
who's
that's
the
all
other?
he's missing.
Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
Judge Joe Brown is based, dude.
That's all that's all Dr. Phil is missing is his own courtroom TV show.
Yeah.
Even Jerry Springer got that before he
man.
But
More. You are not the father.
yeah.
Jerry. Dude, the Springer show was just oh man. What if you could just visualize and televise and wrap up what white trash would be, it is that show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like trailer park like, you know what I mean? Like
owning
the
the debate
stereotypical
lane. Yeah. This is what I was talking. He kept saying that too. He wanted to own the debate lane, quote unquote.
Okay.
Dr. Phil, what's he highlighted there?
Prime time.
Yeah, Dr. Phil prime time. Okay.
Get fucking glasses.
Yeah, I need to look at something.
Can't hear
Look
you.
into
What'd you say?
something.
You're 6 feet away from the freaking monitor.
I
And
know.
you can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it like 600% font just so you can read one word at a time.
Maybe.
Oh,
Here,
man.
can you read this?
Yeah.
I
you read
sure
this one?
can. Yes, I can.
Which word?
Yeah, which word? Read it.
Merritt Street's headquarters.
Wrong.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This stuff is scary to me just because, man, I don't know. I always go back to, why am I so bothered by this stuff? Crazy stuff happens in the world all day or, every day. But man, it's not just that it's impacting me or could possibly impact me. It's when I think about my family and how like I'm responsible for taking care of them.
That's just it, right?
And that's honestly,
that's the only reason why we care and other people don't
exactly. That's why I kind of, that's why I can justify my logic in being so upset about this, because at the end of the day, my kids have to live in this world after I'm gone.
Yeah.
And, the hope is that they have someone to protect them too. But
Well,
while I'm here, I'm the one. I'm that dude. I have to protect them. And the fact that some of this stuff, intelligence is being attacked anymore, common sense or critical thinking is being
Logic.
attacked,
drinking beer and shooting the shit.
Yeah,
being attacked. Masculinity.
Oh,
Just
yeah, it's being
a man.
attacked. Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you want to tell our viewers about our latest, or listeners, I should say?
Apparently Bill Gates owns YouTube
Yeah.
or something, because we keep getting taken
We've got
down.
our-
And we posted the video. They just really, really, really like Bill Gates.
Well, guess what? You're about to do it again.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not bringing anything up
Nope,
besides the fact
not-
that they love Bill Gates.
Yep. YouTube
You know
likes
what my
Bill
favorite
Gates.
thing about
well,
Bill Gates
40
is? When he
40
got pied in the face.
We're at 42 minutes. So we'll check it at 42 minutes if that's
Yeah.
Bill
what they
Gates
say.
shouldn't be able to walk in public without getting a pie in the face almost every time he steps out of the car, just pie in the face.
Yeah.
That's what he's a clown.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh, and YouTube?
Go screw yourself. Yeah. Was I a little nicer than what you would have said?
Yeah, I wanted to say it, but I think I already dropped one
Yeah,
and I
you
can't
did.
give two.
Yeah. So we did. We got a notice about our last episode, named Name Redacted, talking about the.
You're about to do it again. What are you?
No. We
What are you
talked
talking
about,
about?
we talked about the internet
Yeah.
deception and things like that, and
Yeah,
we
the fact
mentioned
that they won't they stomp out the little voices
Yeah.
because they can't stomp out the bigger accounts because
the
it
part
makes a
that
bigger,
the part that they stated was basically us trying to justify what we had said in the first place, and that's the part that they said was the reason why. They flagged it for the same exact reason, which was medical misinformation, I think.
Yeah.
So
That's something they
it's
said.
it is. That's exactly what it is. It's the little guy being suppressed, so that way no one else hears it from people that don't have 1 million followers. We can't show other people that they're that these other people are thinking this too. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, lucky for them, we're not doing this for the money.
right? Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy to think. The other part of that Dr. Phil episode on Joe Rogan too was, Dr. Phil actually started talking about the things that could benefit America. Apparently, he has a new book coming out, whatever.
Sure.
But again, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, I start hearing him talk about his book, and I'm like, okay, I'm skeptical. It's Dr. Phil,
Yeah.
But he said a lot of stuff that actually made a lot of sense.
Dude, even Dr. Oz, man, the snake oil salesman himself.
Yeah.
Like, even he's the
There's
whole broken
sometimes-
record, the
yeah.
broken clocks right two times a day, but
Blind squirrel gets the nut every once
all
in a
those
while.
things, man. But I feel like some of the current transition in the world kind of seems like this. Like, I feel like the leftism, the hype that it had, because all that commie DEI, all this stuff is proving to be disastrous, right? Like we're living the effects of it. It was already implemented, and we're seeing. I mean, you have National Guardsmen deployed in the New York subways right now because of their crime policies.
Yep.
After they just jailed someone for, defending a bunch of people on the subway from that guy that was going crazy, Daniel Perry. That story there.
I don't know if I heard about it.
Oh man. Hey, pull that one up, Joe. Daniel Perry, New York City. So he was
it feels like we're putting him to work today.
Well, he doesn't want to talk, so I guess he
no
can
more because
use his hands.
Because Zach can't become prepared for anything.
Well, that's pretty much it.
We didn't
think about any of this. Dude. This was on the fly, buddy. I'm sorry.
Man.
Did you not read the script that I sent you? Gosh, the link was in the script. What is that? All right, yeah. See, so he got indicted by a grand jury. So, all right, he put a guy in a chokehold. This dude that was going crazy on the subway, threatening people. Put him in a chokehold. The guy ended up dying. Crazy guy in the subway ended up dying. They indicted this guy.
He was attacking people. You said the guy that died.
He was like threatening people and being all crazy. I don't know if he had a weapon or what. I think this guy's ex-Marine or something.
Okay. That I the only reason I asked is I'd be interested to know if he was justified in actually killing the guy.
Like I think, I don't know. He was all agitated. But I don't know. Wait, whatever. What, dude? I can't read that even. All right. Neely. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the guy was a 30-year-old black man known for his street. That's what they tried to say. They tried to do that whole thing where they show him like he was just a child, and they show him in a polo and he's in church clothes.
Well, we should read it. I mean, it
was
right.
riding on the
subway.
But I just want to say this.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just going to preface. This is just what they're doing is they're doing that whole personification thing, and it's like just so you know, like the guy's actually this dude was violent. Like, he was known as being violent.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Hold on. You're freaking... Neely, a 30-year-old black man. Can you zoom out? Can you stop being a smartass for 2 seconds of your life? All right, thanks. A 30-year-old black man known for his street performances and Michael Jackson impersonations was riding the subway on May 1st when 24-year-old Penny, a white man, placed him in a chokehold. Okay.
He
wasn't
minutes?
just riding the subway and the guy just randomly put him in a chokehold.
Okay,
this is why I hate reading.
Witnesses in the incident said Neely, who has struggled with his mental health, was behaving in an agitated manner but not threatening anyone on the train. A freelance journal who recorded the chokehold, Juan Alberto Vasquez, said that Neely was yelling that he didn't have food and water and that he was tired and didn't care if he died. Penny put Neely in a chokehold for what Vasquez claimed was 15 minutes. Penny has since denied that he put Neely in a chokehold, as captured on video, and then claimed...
Claimed he was... Why are you doing? What?
Anyway.
No,
so
dude, he was restraining him.
Okay.
Why can't we hear the other guy's story, Joe? You Antifa operative? He's here to sabotage us. His side wasn't even on here. Yeah, it was. He started to say what...
No, it was the Vasquez.
It doesn't mean that he actually put any fucking statement out.
Yeah, Vasquez was saying that he noticed... Yeah.
So wait, it said according to witnesses...
The Vasquez died.
The chokehold was such and such long, but the witness then also stated that it wasn't actually a chokehold and that he was restraining him. That was all by the witness saying that.
Oh, I don't know.
But they're using the witness. Like, man, whatever.
Neely. I don't know.
Either way, he didn't just put the guy in a chokehold. The dude was threatening people on the train.
Interesting.
He did just randomly roll up on him. I hate Michael Jackson and put him in a chokehold. Like, that's nonsense.
Yeah. Well, when if someone is acting erratically like that, who knows?
Well, irregardless, there's so much violence on the subways that National Guardsmen, and they're going through people's luggage like it's the TSA.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. He should be released immediately.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think you have to... I would have to be able to justify it, like maybe some video evidence. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
see, that's another
looking
thing,
at the
though.
case because
Yeah,
you know,
that's what
it was one of those things that got turned into a white on black thing.
Okay.
You know, it fit their narrative, so they look at this. They went with it.
Okay. Yeah, because I'd have to see if it was. I'd have to see if it was actually justified that he actually detained him, or.
You want his statement? Here you go.
This former Marine, this young man, a former Marine, was given a pass, if you will, and some of them said they thought it might be
Sounds
based
like
on race.
MSNBC or NBC decided to talk over his statement there, Joe. Thanks for that.
Cool.
Good show. Let's clap for Joe.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was even written in there in the first place because he didn't say anything. It said something else, but no, you want to pretend that it was read on there.
You do.
I really don't understand the point he's even trying to prove. What did I? I'm sorry, Joe.
I'm proving the point that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I am from the deep
at least
down
for when
point
you're
of my
reading
heart,
that part.
I am so sorry that I did whatever I did to you.
Today. In this instance, I was coming from school. I got out of class around 2:15, and I took the J Street. I was at J Street Metro Tech. Took the Uptown.
Yeah, it's almost like I pulled it up.
Like you did.
At 2nd Avenue, a man came on, stumbled on. He appeared to be on drugs. The doors closed, and he ripped his jacket off and threw it at the people sitting down to my left. I was listening to music at the time, and he was yelling, so I took my headphones out to hear what he was yelling. And the three main threats that he repeated over and over was, "I'm going to kill you. I'm prepared to go to jail for life, and I'm willing to die." You know, this was a scary situation, and Mr. Nearly came on. He was threatening. I'm 6'2", and he was taller than me, so it was. And there's a common misconception that Marines don't get scared. We're actually taught one of our core values is courage, and courage is not the absence of fear, but how you handle fear. And you know, I was scared for myself, but I looked around, I saw women and children. He was yelling in their faces, saying these threats. I couldn't just sit still. Some people say that I was holding on to Mr. Neely for 15 minutes. This is not true. I mean, between stops is only a couple minutes. So the whole interaction lasted less than 5 minutes. Some people say I was trying to choke him to death, which is also not true. I was trying to restrain him. You can see in the video, there's a clear rise and fall of his chest, indicating that he's breathing. I'm
Sounds like that's
trying to restrain him from him being able to carry out the threats.
Verbatim.
And then some people say that this is about race, which is absolutely ridiculous. I didn't see a black man threatening passengers. I saw a man threatening passengers, a lot of whom were people of color. The man who helped restrain Mr. Neely was a person of color. And then a few days after the incident, I read in the papers that a woman of color came out and called me a hero. I don't believe that I'm a hero, but she was one of those people that I was trying to protect. We were all scared. Mr. Neely was yelling in these passengers' faces, and they looked terrified.
So, anyways,
man, there's no video.
No, I thought you wanted full statement.
Was because people were
no,
too
you're just
afraid
being a
getting away
smartass
from
and your butt hurt about something. I don't know what it is.
It didn't. The video.
I'd like to figure it out.
They saw that situation.
But maybe
was under control.
that'd be another episode.
I knew I had to act, and I acted in a way that would protect the other passengers, protect myself, and protect Mr. Neely. I used this hole to restrain him, and I did this by leaving my hand on top of his head to control his body. You can see in the video there's a clear rise and fall of his chest, indicating that he was still breathing. And I'm calibrating my grip based on the force that he's exerting. And I was trying to keep him on the ground until the police came. I was praying that the police would come and take this situation over. I didn't want to be put in that situation, but I couldn't just sit still and let him carry out these threats.
Interesting. So did it say that the Neely guy died?
Yeah, he's dead.
From that incident. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it necessarily justifies. I guess what the cause of death was might determine, whether or not this guy was guilty and all that. I mean, I do think there is a certain point where, like, if someone is threatening and starting to throw things at people and things like that, I do think that there is a point where someone maybe should step in, at least try to just calm the guy down and stuff. But if it gets to a point where he's violently attacking other people, I don't know. It sounds like very wishy-washy, which is the problem with most of these stories like this. Is that they're wishy-washy, and you can never.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like his lawyers. He was very people of color. Obviously, they're trying to make it about race. So any clip he says black or something, they're going to clip that with whatever word and then put it wherever they want it.
Yeah, and that's why they make them wishy-washy.
It was obviously in the text. So he said that whole thing, and all we saw in the text was, what he restrained him.
Yeah.
He said he didn't put him in a chokehold. He restrained him. So we just watched how long was his little story? It was a couple minutes, a minute or two. Well, 3 minutes.
Let me ask you, how did he
restrained him?
How did he die? Do you know? Neely? I
have no idea.
I'm just
wondering. Are you saying it's another George Floyd situation?
No,
the guy just took like 3 speedballs and.
No, I'm just wondering if. I guess I wonder how he died. If they're claiming that he died because of this dude putting him in a chokehold.
Oh no, I'd ask Joe, but I'm afraid to. So you want to?
Should we just skip to a different subject?
I don't know. But I don't have an answer for you, man. I would be, it would be curious. Like, was it straight up asphyxiation or something that like was that the killing thing?
Again,
I guess I don't know.
These are all the things you need to have the information. But the problem, here's again. Let's go back to our last episode and what we talked about. All of these stories. A man died, right?
Yeah.
Someone died from this. Whether it was the dude putting him in a chokehold or something else, right? Mm-hmm. A man died. We should be able to know the truth, Right. But you have to dig so deep to actually try to find anything of.
Yeah, no,
meaning.
I completely understand why, like, someone doesn't have time in their day to like, oh wow, that sounds crazy. Now let me look up the complete other side, some sources from them to see what they say about it, so I can find out what actually happened. And then you look at that and you're like, all right, well that's crazy. You're like, well, both of these stories are crazy, but they're there's a truth here,
right?
What is that truth?
Yep.
And that's where a lot of conspiracy theory, they come from is
think about it. I mean, they're banking on that.
They're based on a truth.
They're banking on
there's some reason.
Yeah, these tech companies are banking on that to be the fact, which is people don't have time or don't want to sit down and actually do the legwork, like the
research,
like the journalists themselves were supposed to be. They were supposed to be supposed to be the ones doing the legwork.
Subjective journalism thing not existing. I think it stems from the laziness. It's like, well, we can say that, make it opinionated, and now we don't have to do our due diligence and do the research.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Excuses our incompetence.
Yeah. Objective journalism is not a thing anymore. It's not. No. You don't. I mean, there are some that claim
it
to be
because they say that it's not possible. So they're full-fledged just diving into the fact that they're not being
it's not possible for me to be impartial.
There's a couple
so
really and that's the rise of the independent journalism. That's the rise of podcasts. That's the rise of smaller networks. People listen to smaller things because they're sick of being lied to about nonsense.
Yep.
It's unreal, man.
And then all of those small podcasts get taken off of YouTube because they're crazy tinfoil hatters.
They just make it so, and that's just because they don't want to make it so that you can monetize off of it, right? They don't want the wrong people being able to be supported and uplifted by this way of.
Yep.
And that's fine. I don't care about that.
No. No. This is just something that
YouTube
is stuff
used
we like.
to have a monopoly on it, but they don't anymore.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on to other platforms too, and post this stuff if we wanted to actually monetize this. But
it's posted other places.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, there's other monetization opportunities for us other than YouTube, and it's so. I mean,
sucks.
I don't know, man. All of this stuff is crazy. I think the whole State of the Union address was a farce. It was just a campaign speech, like you said.
Yeah, and I think
it was his time to try to prove to people that he could actually be
competent,
even just a little bit competent. Is there going to be a debate? By the way, do you think there will be?
I don't know.
I don't know how he could get through it.
Well, that State of the Union was decently long.
It was like an hour and 10 minutes, I think.
You could put him through a debate. Oh, speaking of that though, like the RNC was just actually taken over by MAGA types. Do you know that? So Ronna McDaniel was Mitt Romney's niece. She was running the RNC. She just handed it down to. There's a new chair. I don't remember his Scott something or other, and then the co-chair is Laura Trump, Trump's daughter-in-law.
Interesting.
What does that say?
Let's see.
There may be no more presidential debates in 2024, but will it make a difference? Says NBC News.
Oh, give me a.
Oh man.
I
love them. What was the byline? Can you sorry, just click that one more time. I want to read it. It may keep ... swing voters from caring, one expert said. Okay, I love their shit, man.
Oh my
their nonsense is so funny.
It's so annoying because the debates were, I mean, okay, granted, they're both politicians, right? They're both politicians. Yeah. They're both trying to sell themselves, okay? So you have to take that into consideration.
It's like a stand-up comedy routine when he's up there debating.
But, I mean, here's the thing. The debates in and of themselves allow the candidates to express their opinions or what they claim they're going to want to do. You should be able to have that conversation. And if there's not, come on. Why are you not willing to put out presidential debates?
Oh, let's hear it from Kamala. She has a reason.
Yeah.
I'd like to listen to what she has to say.
No, she doesn't have a reason. She says she won't say whether she or Biden
but maybe she has a reason for why she won't say.
Give me a... Who knows?
I don't want her voice here.
Yeah, that's honestly.
She there's a theory that she was brought in and told you can't upstage Biden, and that's why she sounds so incredibly stupid.
Look. Regardless, look at the title of that article, right? And granted, if you should always read through the article to see what they're implying, but the fact that we're even considering the notion that they're not going to participate in a presidential debate should have people upset.
Right.
Because that is one of the forms of transparency, granted as much as you can get from politicians. That's one of the forms of transparency that people look forward to when discussing who they're going to vote for.
Yeah.
No,
I think the debates matter, man. I like even this is being a rematch, Trump v. Biden, but it's like it doesn't matter. Things change. So much changes, and to see, I think it would be worthwhile. So that because the Democrats are switching it, that Trump's the one that has cognitive decline. So it would benefit. I mean, it wouldn't benefit them to show that Trump isn't the one with the cognitive decline, but it would be nice that if they could just do these things, for the public.
It's crazy because now you're telling people to depend on going to any of the rallies for his campaign road, things like that.
Yeah,
which,
you're giving the person. They're really trying to put it onto the individual's responsibility of looking themselves.
Yeah,
because like I said, after that State of the Union, you had paid activists, people that get paid by the Democrats themselves to come out and say how on fire Biden was and how great he was, and it's like, man, he mumbled and slurred like 113 times during that whole thing.
Well, you said something there that was like really spot on, which is they're putting it on every American to do the legwork and try to figure out the truth, right? And it's so funny because again, it goes back to the magician thought of TikTok and Instagram and all of these other things. They've got you distracted
Taylor
over
Swift
here.
And Travis Kelce.
They're doing all these things over
Super
here
Bowl.
while they do all this in the other hand.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. And so when people are required to actually do the legwork of journalism and try to find those things, the whole idea of the echo chamber, people get stuck in these echo chambers and they're comfortable there, so they don't reach out from them. Branch out from them, I should say. But also, again, you have all of these other distractions that I would. This could be a different conversation, but I would argue that the government is encouraging. All while that's happening, while you're distracted with everything else, all of this stuff is happening. All this stuff is happening behind the door. It's just crazy. I mean, that whole bill that you were talking about, the HR 7829, whatever it was, I don't quite remember it.
Yeah.
But that you said that came out, was proposed
Purge to Serve Act.
Yeah, and that was at the beginning of February. What else was going on in the beginning of February? Maybe a Super Bowl. Will Taylor Swift come back from Tokyo?
Yeah. That's how it always works, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of that even traces back to Bush during our youth. Bush and Britney Spears. Every time she had a meltdown or some craziness happened with Britney Spears,
I've heard
coincided with them doing something crazy.
Yep.
With their administration. Yeah, I definitely think they hide behind celebrities, some sort of pop culture Hollywood machine. I mean,
well, it's not even
CIA
just them.
uses the Hollywood to make movies so that they can do predictive. We've done a lot of stuff on COVID. That whole pandemic.
Careful.
No, listen, this is fine. I think this is fine, right?
We'll see.
We'll see, I guess, right? YouTube overlords will tell us. I'm bowing down right now.
You're at 105.30.
105.30, okay.
Thank you, YouTube overlords. All right, so we've prayed to the YouTube overlords so we can talk about COVID for a little bit. Just a little bit without connecting him to Bill Gates. Ooh, that's the test. What timestamp is that? All right, never mind. I totally don't care. So, man,
I'm glad I'm so glad that we're making a joke out of it because that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's 100% a joke, dude. Oh, God.
It's such a joke.
Okay, we were talking about COVID. I lost my train of thought because I wanted to go in on YouTube, but then I was like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, you were going to start talking about COVID.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait. And train derailed.
Yeah, man. Hold on.
What a great play-by-play.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah, man.
Gosh. It's horrible.
Oh, it's real, folks. The conversations are real. Non-scripted.
Well,
that's for sure.
Don't just give me a play-by-play. Like, say what I was talking about before I said.
Dude, I wasn't listening.
I
caught him as he was taking a swig of beer. No, let's see. We were talking about the debates, the journalism, and how they tell everybody that they're making it that you need to look everything up on your own, and how all of these other distractions take your mind off of it.
No, the predictive programming thing, that's what it was. The fact that, like, because there'll be like movies that'll come out and they're like CIA missions almost that get put into these movies, and then like the event will happen and people will be like, oh, that didn't really happen, man. I saw that movie. Like, you're describing a movie, like, or I'm not gonna believe that it's a movie, that's nonsense.
Okay, yeah.
All right, the COVID pandemic. Have you seen Contagion?
I don't think so.
Joe, have you seen Contagion? Did it not play out almost 100% like play by play, like one for one almost? Now the disease in the movie obviously wasn't the same, but I'm saying like you had the vaccine that came out, you had someone that was pushing anti-vaccine conspiracy in that movie. Like all the things happened during our COVID pandemic but like in the movie, it played out like a movie.
Right.
And it was wild because you're watching like, oh man, they even did the passport thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The vaccine passport?
Oh,
yeah.
I can't believe you didn't watch it. It was really like, it was one of the most watched things once COVID pandemic happened. I think it was like on Netflix top thing, but it was wild. So you're all watching this movie and you're like, oh my God. And it's like
2011 movie.
2011. Yeah.
Matt Damon, Lawrence Fishburne, Jude Law, bunch of people.
That's
dude. I mean, dude,
big
it was
A-listers. I'm surprised I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie.
It is, but I hadn't seen it until the COVID pandemic was happening, and I was like, what?
Well, there were other, and during that time too, there was other crazy movies, even some from coming out of like Chinese and Japanese independent films. Yeah, about pandemics.
Oh, really?
And there was, and I'm not going to sit here and try to name them because I don't remember exactly what they were, but there was a lot of those. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reason why Fauci was the highest, the highest paid person like in the government deal, like the bureaucracy of the government, was because it wasn't so much that he was receiving that money personally. It was he was receiving the largest paycheck because he was behind the bioweapons programs, which included doing a bunch of research on viruses and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, all you talk about movies that are making a comeback. 28 Days Later is also one of those making a comeback.
Man, I love those. That the rage virus with the infected blood or whatever it is. Man, I love those zombie movies. Like
you haven't watched.
You haven't watched
Days?
that movie?
No.
Have you even watched 28 Weeks Later?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Days is the first one though, right?
Are these zombie?
Days is the first one,
So
Weeks is the second one,
Yeah.
and then I believe they're coming out with 28 Years Later too.
Ooh.
Okay.
Have you seen World War Z?
That one I had with Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yeah.
I'll let you finish that mistake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get away with that one. I like
Brad
it. Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I like it better, man. That's gonna be my
saw
screen
that
name
one.
or my porn name.
Rad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
My wife's gonna
28
love
Years
that.
Later just got greenlit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, see, I've never seen. I don't know. I've never really been big into the zombie movies, but
I like these. No, man,
See,
these are great.
Okay.
Some of these, like, all right, listen. I think the reason why I like these are because it's the total breakdown of society, right? The
yeah,
ones
and
that
I would enjoy
portray
that. Yeah, I would enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, so I mean, like the zombies are kind of secondary to the fact it's like, no, this is like what people do in the survival. Like the shit hits the fan, go.
Yeah,
And and that's why I even liked the Walking Dead was like that.
Yeah,
Walking Dead was good. I got super stoked when they were going to make the Resident Evil movies, but then they kind of screwed that up. It could have been a lot better, based on what the story of the video games was. But
I didn't know it was Cillian Murphy though.
oh yeah, yep, man, that's one I can watch that movie like probably every day and just not get sick of it, man. It's such a good one. And then 28 Weeks Later is even like they're both really good. Really, really good.
And that's why 28 Years Later got greenlit. It's going to be really good. I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'll actually have to check those out because it's the way you guys are describing it. It's pretty interesting. Sounds pretty interesting. Like I said though, I
think
I don't
this
know,
one.
man.
I mean, it's just like every typical virus thing is spread through like blood or whatever, infected blood.
Sure.
Zombie bites, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just never been a big one on the zombie movies. I don't know.
No, that one's good though because I mean, like you said, it shows the breakdown, and then it kind of gives you, the breakdown of society from so many different lenses. I feel like in those movies in particular, because they give you the military vantage, the civilian vantage, the rural, the city. You get so many different kind of vantage points on the breakdown, which is, I'll eat that up, man.
Zombie movies.
I don't know, man. It kind of makes me think like the reason if I like a movie is if I see some sort of merit from it.
Then you have the new. It's not. It's Civil War though. That's coming out.
Civil War.
Oh sure, it's
From
probably how the
A24?
MAGA extremists started the Civil War, right?
Well, maybe because it's about California and Texas teaming up against the rest of the Union.
Weird.
So I don't know. It's a journey across a dystopian future America, following a team of military-embedded journalists as they race against time to reach D.C. before rebel factions descend upon the White House. Those rebel factions are California and Texas teaming up in some sort of capacity. What does that mean? I don't know.
Interesting.
That's
okay.
They're saying California.
But yeah, no,
and
exactly,
Texas
exactly, right. So like, yeah. Civil War movie coming out. Look at what I mean. Has that ever been talked about more in current times?
Well, and Nick Offerman is the president.
But
Nick Offerman is the president? How can anyone take that man seriously after he played Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec? How can? Well, I'll tell you. So, Kyle, you may know. I know Joey knows. Me and my family and a lot of my friends are really big into board games. Okay?
Oh yeah. Yep. Kind of a board game nerd.
Yeah, a little bit.
Connoisseur.
Yeah.
If you will.
And so my brother recently bought a new game. There's a series of these board games, and they're all based off of like historical happenings. So like one is based off of the Salem witch trials, one's based off of like pirating and conquest.
Okay.
There's things like that. And
What is this game?
The new one that he bought is called Hollywood. I forget the year on it. Dang it.
So it's a Hollywood.
So what it is actually is it's a hidden role game where you're trying to figure out who's good, who's bad. Okay.
Okay.
And it's the entire game is based off of the propaganda machine working in movies at the time of war.
Ooh.
So it's what it is you have I believe it's called a Patriot. Yeah, it's Patriots, which are the good guys, versus the I think fascists, I think is what it is.
Oh shit.
So you have the Allies versus the fascists, and you're all trying to promote these certain movies, or trying to build these certain movies to help your propaganda. So things like romance would more likely be like the Patriot side, whereas things like horror flicks or there's man, I don't remember the game enough because we've only played it a couple times, but it's really interesting to see that this has been made into a game now. People see this.
Yeah.
Let me just shout out the game. Let me try to find it real quick.
This is the same guy who's never watched We Were Soldiers.
Or 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Freaking nerd.
How have you not watched We Were Soldiers?
That's a long one.
How have you not watched Black Hawk Down?
What?
No, I've watched Black Hawk Down.
You sure? What's it about?
Black Hawk.
Is it up or down?
It's a
trick question.
Yeah.
Trick question.
It's
No,
Hollywood.
It's actually not.
It's Hollywood 1947. So it's right around the time or post, I guess, World War II possibly. But yeah, it's based on the idea of the propaganda machine being pushed through.
Propaganda machine. Victoria Nuland, State Department employee of the United States government, responsible for a lot of coups and color revolutions, particularly Ukraine. She's gone. She's out, dude. She's leaving.
Who are we talking about? What?
Victoria Nuland.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, but it was that whole Ukraine conflict, and it just kind of made me think of it. She played a lot in the whole Ukrainian deal lead up to Vladimir Putin, invading and taking over Crimea under Obama, and then, the connecting areas under Biden.
I've seen this woman, yeah.
Yeah, she's done for, man. She is a horrible human being as far as the propaganda machine goes.
She's also fat.
Yeah, doesn't help her case. Not whatsoever.
Yeah, the whole propaganda thing.
Look at her. Look at that.
It's funny.
Whore.
Can
you say that on this?
Probably not. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if YouTube takes it down.
You can say whatever you want, pretty much. I mean, it's your podcast.
Well, I know we can. It's whether or not YouTube will say.
I mean, whore is not a bad word for them to. They don't care about whore.
They don't care. Yeah.
There's a video on YouTube that's like, not even age restricted, of two dudes, and they're like, guess what, is it real or not? And it's a dude behind a curtain.
Have you seen Kanye's West?
He's bent over, and you stop me if you know where this is going.
Oh my Lord.
Is it real or is it not? He's got multiple objects on a table beside him. It's not even age restricted, but the guy bending over with the curtain has to guess if it's real or not.
Oh yeah, but talk about Bill Gates.
Sure, careful.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
You talk about Bill Gates and everybody just loses their mind.
That's good. I like that.
You ever seen this?
No.
What is this?
Kanye West famous, and they just like a video of just.
Oh,
what? Oh
Well, that's like Blurred Lines. Blurred Lines from Robin Thicke and
yeah, but these
Pharrell.
are famous people.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is this?
There's a music associated to it. I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah, it'll
This
get
is like all the
copyrighted.
girls he left.
That was
Was that Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah.
What is this?
Is
this new? No, this is 7 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. That's Trump right there. So this is the shot you get right here.
What? I've never seen this.
I've never seen or heard of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Kanye.
So
West,
this is
man.
on YouTube. How
He's
many
ahead
views?
Of our time.
How many views does that have, Joey?
Oh, ye.
Almost 60 million.
60 million views. This
160,000 comments.
All right. So this right here tells me
What? We got to get naked? For views?
Kyle, if you get naked, I'm whipping this beer bottle at you.
Dude,
but
you're telling me that naked Trump, I can one up him.
No, dude, this is what I'm talking about though. It's obvious. It's so obvious that we got kicked because of our views. It's not because it was inappropriate content. What's that?
That's what you got from that?
No. Yeah, I'm saying it's so obvious if they're going to allow this on here.
Well, I don't think there's anything medically misconduct about any of that.
Any of that? Yeah, I know. I'm saying they'll find any reason they can.
Well, right. They'll invent the rules to get you.
Yeah.
No,
they've invented these rules and
are
funny. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just crazy. Just crazy.
Oh, dude. You know, I did bring something, though, today.
You brought something?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What do you got?
Can you give me another beer?
I don't have one.
There's no more beers?
Not of these.
Man, that sucks. I should have got two. At
first, I thought it was about to be a school shooter for a moment.
Yeah, honestly,
I got something for you, Joe.
That thought crossed my mind for half
here.
a second. I'm like, what's he got in the bag?
All right, so
what's in the bag?
I got a American Almanac deal here, guys.
No. Okay, you need to give us the title of the book. Make sure we know.
The American Patriots Almanac.
Okay.
Daily Readings on America by William J. Bennett.
All right.
And John T.E. Cribb.
That way people know where they, what to look for if they want to read it.
Yeah,
or fact check you.
All I want to read is March 9th because this is the day we're recording.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay. So it's like a calendar, like day by day. Okay, I get it.
So I'm going to give the day we're recording and the day this pops. So 1847, U.S. forces land near Veracruz and lay siege to the city during the Mexican War. Good. Got the Mexicans. Got them good. Back in 1847. 1862. The first battle between two ironclad ships, the Union Monitor and the Confederate Virginia, formerly the Merrimack, takes place at Hampton Roads, Virginia. Interesting. So that's definitely that's a sea battle during the freaking Civil War.
Not very many of those.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. 1916, Mexican raiders led by Pancho Villa.
Is this all stuff that happened on March 9th?
Yes.
Okay.
Attacked Columbus, New Mexico, killing 18 people. Interesting. 1945, U.S. bombers drop incendiary bombs on Tokyo. Get fucked. Oh, crap, that's 2. Damn it. Engulfing much of the city in a firestorm. Damn it. Well, whatever. Shouldn't have messed with us, Japan. 1964, the Ford Motor Company produces the first Mustang. Huh?
Which one are you looking at?
I'm going to follow up this. Yeah, give me that oofta.
All right.
I'm going to stick it up with the oofta. Here, hand me that bottle opener, would you? All right, so that's pretty neat stuff.
That is kind of cool. That's, reaching into American history on what happened today. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I think the sea battle out of all those was pretty freaking neat.
That is cool.
I mean, that's like naval warfare during the freaking Civil War. These like steamships freaking.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what I mean, with the wheels.
Yep.
Just.
Oh, Joey's got a book too.
Joey's gonna treat us to a book. I like that stuff. So yeah, that's the day we're recording. Thank you for the beer.
Oh yeah.
There's Zach. The day this drops will be what can you pull up? It'd be the Wednesday.
That's gonna be in what?
You
4 days from now, so the 13th.
I do. Let me do. Ooh. All right. So I wanted the 14th.
13th.
13th. That's what I thought.
Let me find it real quick, but While you're searching yours, you said you want to see the warships. I have the Encyclopedia of the Confederacy. Yes, I have it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad book. I think you'd be more trouble if you had Mein Kampf. So,
yeah, this is brief.
March 13th, the day this drops.
That'll be wait. What timestamp was that? Pause. What timestamp was that?
Actually,
he said Mein Kampf.
1 second. What battle was that? That one you talking about on March 9th?
Oh,
what battle was that?
Hold on, I got a bookmark there. It was Hampton Roads, Virginia. Just says the first battle between two ironclad ships, the Monitor and the Virginia.
I got it.
Interesting.
That's cool.
See, read your books, folks.
History's neat, man. All right. So the day this drops on 1639, Harvard College is named for one of its first benefactors, clergyman John Harvard. Boy, would he be pissed to see what Harvard has become today.
Yeah.
1868, the Senate begins the impeachment trial of President Andrew Johnson. Oof. Should almost look up what that was about. Why did they try to impeach him?
Well, Andrew Johnson was a POS, wasn't he? Like he was like.
Yeah, but what was?
No. I was thinking Andrew Jackson. I'm thinking Andrew.
There
Jackson.
was
Andrew
one.
Jackson wasn't a.
No, there was one that was trying
Andrew
to end the
Johnson.
banking cartel, and they put him on the $20 bill because of it. That's Jackson, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Jackson is on the 20.
Johnson might be the POS. All right, 1928.
Maybe I have them mixed up.
The
with someone
St.
else.
Francis Dam gives way on a reservoir 40 miles northwest of Los Angeles, killing at least 450 people. Wow, that's wild. Interesting. It was not a good time. 1928. Depression, and then the dam, and all right, 1930. Clyde W. Tombaugh, and fellow astronomers at Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. Flagstaff. No, announced the discovery of a ninth planet, later named Pluto. Ooh, that's a fucking hard one. Ooh, that's 3. And to imagine their great discovery to be just now, we're just like, nah, man, that was actually just a rock.
Nah, bro.
You were wrong.
That's just the moon of our solar system.
So-
It's just a moon. You
So March
dumbasses.
9th, the two vessels fought history's first battle between ironclads. Although the contest was a tactical draw, the fact that the Virginia could no longer single-handedly destroy the Federal fleet made it a strategic victory for the Union.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah, I don't know how much you know about the ironclads, but they were not cool to face against.
Were they steamships?
It's like
Was
steam.
everything steam back then?
it had to have been. It couldn't have been like gas propelled, right?
Yeah, they were steamships, but they were also just because there was ironclad, so it was completely covered in iron,
Yeah.
all of it. So cannon shot could not penetrate its holes and stuff. So it just wreaked havoc on on its individuals.
One of my favorite Civil War documentaries is the Wild West movie with Will Smith.
Oh, Wild Wild West.
Yeah, Wild Wild West, dude. Have you seen that
Yes,
Civil
I've
War
seen-
documentary?
Yeah, that spider was legit,
Dude.
wasn't it?
Dude, I don't know how they lost with that spider.
And they were white.
Oh,
That was like
That's just the assumption. I don't know.
yeah. I thought it was all about the states' rights.
yeah, dude. That was such a bad movie.
No, you take
Yes,
that back.
No,
It is a classic.
no.
It is a
Timeless
classic. It's
classic.
That was
It's
such
a great movie. What are you talking about?
I'll go watch it right now.
There was some
Right
funny.
now.
There was some funny spots in it. But that's a bad.
That's a good movie, man. Come on, get out of here.
bad movie.
Well, of course. It's one of those like good bad movies though. Like
Yeah,
it's fun to
I'll
watch.
take that. I'll take
It's
that.
a fun one, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. I think those are in the movie.
They might be.
I think so. Like they show them. They're not like a part of it, but
There weren't very many of them. There was like I think only a couple between the two sides.
I think
that's crazy.
that's probably honestly why we came up with the submarine first. Or you know what I mean, like the good submarine first.
Yeah.
because I don't think we came up with the first submarine.
Well, it's now that you got a beer in your hand, Kyle.
Yeah.
Let's start. Let's start up with our summaries, I guess. So, out of everything that we've talked about today.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah,
no, hold on.
No, okay.
I feel like I'm
on.
always the one asking the last question. You ask a final question. What are you interested in knowing? What do you want a take on?
Out of all the stuff we've talked about today, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. How cool are those ironclads?
That's the thing.
There's a fleet of them, dude. You can
No,
see a whole
those are-
fleet of them. No, man. How
I wouldn't want to see it coming after me. That's for sure.
Dude, right? Like, come on.
It would be spooky.
I'd probably just like start like walking away from the water though.
Oh, sure.
Just
Sure.
like I'm just gonna go on the land, not parallel to them anymore.
Yeah.
Perpendicular.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
Yeah, man. We were innovative people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, killing people ourselves.
Yeah, ourselves. I was gonna say killing
It
people.
was
no,
inevitable.
ourselves.
It was very inevitable that we developed the industrial military complex, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
But all right, man. With the State of the Union going, with Biden kind of sounding like a dictator, with it all being very weird. This year's pretty early and fresh yet. It's the election year. World War III is kind of looming. We kind of chatted a little bit about that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Where, I guess with all of this, where do you think it goes, man? Where do you think it goes?
I don't know. It's gonna be scary. I know that. I don't know, man. I know where. Okay, so when these kinds of questions are asked, I think to myself, okay, let's think. First of all, I want to try to think logically, right? But anymore,
hold up. Let me ask specifically, because I don't want to add, from a
I guess
a commonsensical gut. Like, what's your gut reaction when you hear these things? You see this State of the Union address. You know what I mean? The border, the way you see it.
Yeah.
But then. We did kind of. I brought up that the RNC is being taken over. So you're not going to have uniparty fascism kind of exerting its control, like the because the whole Republican thing is weird, right? Because I'm not a Republican, like a GOP Republican. Yeah. So I want to say it loud and clear. When I say like the Laura Trumps and the MAGA people are taking over, that just means the populist side.
Yeah.
The more libertarian side, the more liberty-focused people are taking over the Republican Party.
I guess where my gut tells me for this year, my gut tells me that there's something is going to happen before the election, and it's going to be something. It's going to be something like either a war or we get ourselves involved in something that is a global crisis. Maybe a pandemic, maybe a war, maybe something overseas is going to become such an egregious by another country that we decide we are going to put boots on the ground,
like a false flag or something. I mean, there's a lot of potentials for a false flag to happen almost anywhere. I
guess in the pit of my stomach, I feel like there's something big that's going to happen, that's going to try to put false trust, or I guess the Democrats will try to put trust in the current political status. Because we start, similar to the whole Bush thing, he had to start a war because he needed another term, and he needed everyone to, band together and be unified. I honestly, man, I can see something like that, and honestly, maybe it's something at the border. Maybe it's something that happens at the border. Maybe it's maybe the people at the border, a less sinister look at it would be that maybe they just want the extra votes. They can just mail in their ballots and they can be counted as extra votes.
Well,
I don't know, man. I just think I think there's something that's going to be really big happening, and I just don't want to see what has happened in the last 4 years in this country to happen all over again. That's what I really, really would hate to see.
I appreciate that too, man. That's pretty good stuff. Cause I kind of think you're dead on with that kind of, because it's like I feel their strategy, because it worked in California, right, with the whole bringing in a bunch of illegals, doing something egregious, so that they'll see that, necessary voting power, whatever else. They're gonna even if they don't get allowed to vote, they still get counted in like the electoral votes, which allow a place to have more representation.
Maybe that's another thing. Maybe they want to start looking at how to change the electoral college and then the electoral vote.
Yeah. Well, they do want to change it.
Yeah, and
Luke Skywalker himself, dude.
Yeah, well, the maybe they want to try to get rid of the whole electoral vote system that we've got. Who knows, man? It's all too weird because let me say this too. I should have said earlier. The part that scares me about the whole border crisis right now, the part that scares me the absolute most about it is that people in our government, people in power right now have the power to stop this today, right now, and nobody is. That's what scares me the most about it, because they've got the power to stop it immediately, and yet everyone's turning a blind eye to it, and they're blaming other people for this.
They're blaming Trump for it somehow,
or the Republicans in general, because they won't sign a bill that gives billions of dollars to Ukraine.
What did Biden say in the video that Joe pulled up? He said this bill would give me the power to shut down the border immediately. It's like, you don't need a bill to do that. You can do that right now.
Yeah.
You already have the authority to do such a thing.
Yes.
Oh man, it is miserable.
That's yeah.
It's just gaslighting. But yeah, no,
Sorry.
you're right. It gets to that. Yeah, man. So, and my point was bringing, like, it could just be that that's what they want, right? So they're doing it on such a mass scale because they have to know that, well, Trump's going to win. He's going to have 4 more years. We have to counteract for that. What they're not taking into account, because they're a bunch of old boomers that don't realize these things, is that we are in World War III, and, these people will take advantage of that border crossing situation, which will lead to bad things. We are supporting Israel, which we normally do, in a time where they are, like, genociding the Gaza, like, Strip area, like, just mass bombing and just, whatever. That's their conflict. I don't agree one way or another because I'm anti-war, but like, those people are going to come here and they're going to view. They know exactly who we support. They're going to view us as the great Satan, which they already do. They're going to continue the Islam jihad on this country, on the world, because they are not the religion of peace. It's literally the conquest right now. A lot of countries used to be Christian that are now Islam majority.
Yeah.
And, I think that plays a lot into it. What?
You don't believe that Islam, the what you just said, the religion of peace. Well, you don't think they're the peaceful ones, even though they've been at war for the majority of their conception? Like, they've only been at peace for like 24 years?
Have you ever watched Handmaid's Tale?
No.
It's like a show on Hulu.
I started watching
I like it. Right? But the funniest part is, like, no, this extremism actually exists today in today's age. Like, what they're trying to portray, what they're trying to portray is like an ultra Christian, like, super authoritarian version of a Christianity takes over. You know what I mean? But it's like, no, man.
Cult.
Yeah. What like, this is super actually closely related to is Islam. And it's like, all the subjugation and all these things, it's like, that's Islam stuff, and it's like they don't even realize that they're making all because this is more. This show came out is super anti-Christian, like it's coming out to be anti-Christian. That's what they're coming out to be, but it's very cultish. It's not Christianity at all, right? But they're using like, oh, God said this, and they're. It's almost like you're using God to convince. Have you ever seen Book of Eli? So it's
that was Denzel Washington?
Denzel Washington, and how important the Bible is to that guy who runs the town because he wants to control more.
They're actually.
So it's almost like that's how I view this.
They're coming out with the second one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would the second one even be like?
I think it's picking up at his son or something like that.
Interesting.
Okay.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, like, yeah, right? So, like, maybe they came at it as this place, but their incompetency in doing that is going to lead to worse things, or at least the potential for way worse things to happen now. Now we're way worse off because of their stupid policies that maybe back in the day were a little bit more, aligned. Maybe they didn't matter as much. But maybe after the mass scale of us going in and disrupting the Arab world, and a lot of them view us as literal Satan, and they really hate Christianity, and we are the largest Christian nation. And I mean, you have a lot of people running policy right now that don't believe that God gives you rights. They believe that man gives you rights. And these are people in political positions that believe these things. And
no, it goes even further than that, Kyle. There is no objective truth anymore. There's no objective set of morals. There's no objective set.
No, you're right.
No one can decide. That's the biggest problem I think that America faces, because so many kids now, they don't know what the truth is because they can't find it from anywhere else.
No, dude, and they're shuttled into schools as young as 3 years old.
Yeah.
And so the government's teaching them what's right.
That was another part of the State of the Union address too. It's like, why are we trying to put 3-year-olds?
No, he said like they're going to sponsor things so that people will read by the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Dude, that is way late.
Yeah.
Who's not reading by the 3rd grade, Joe?
Right.
What?
But yeah, I mean, putting kids into schools at 3 years old, dude.
Yeah, it's way too young, man.
You're asking for the government to raise your kids for
you.
No,
you are. They've already psychological. No, why?
Psychologically, that's the one.
Words are hard.
Dude, why can't I say it? No. Someone
psychologically.
No, word. No, we'll go back. Sound it out. Use your vowels. What do you?
Psycho.
Yeah. How many syllables are there?
All right.
We're playing charades here.
Psychologists, man.
Oh, psychologists.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, I'm so mad. Oh, man. Seriously, I don't know what the hell that was. It's like I kept trying to say psychologically, but like trying to say the word psychologist, but not dropping the fact that I'm trying to say psychologically. So it like just would not come out. I'm like, come on, brain.
Funny. That's funny.
Work. Anyways, they've already figured out that they can, as long as they can get your kid before, I think it's 5 years old, they can disrupt that foundational learning, the foundational kind of worldview that the parents, I guess, imprint onto a child, more or less.
Yep.
They're able to, and that's what they're trying to do with making everybody all gay and stuff.
Well,
they're trying to stop. Well, stop the reproduction, right? They're trying to do population control through that method. And then you teach everybody that everyone's the same and all these other things.
There's
you don't know how to think. You get taught what to think.
Yep.
And all these things, and you're just creating like what we were in a school system that created consumerism, right? So simultaneously, while we're being told, save the planet, we were also in that expansion period of the advancement of single serve items, and where you're getting like, snack packs, where you buy a thing of groceries and it's a box containing 6 bags of snacks, and this was you save the planet, man. Save the planet. Now buy the thing that has more packaging.
Exactly.
Remember like the toys, like some of the toys you get, there's probably like you're probably paying a premium on the cardboard and like the crazy plastic wraps to get some of the action figures out, and they're like tied down in the cardboard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
I remember that.
Yeah, man. But like that's gotten a million times worse.
Yeah.
But you got to save the planet. Climate change and all these things have apparently gotten worse. But no, man. It's all bullshit.
That's what they're trying to do, man.
It's just profit, man.
This is the stuff that I'm talking about. There's no objective truth anymore. The objective truth. Okay, there was some that used to be objective truth. There was some objective truths that were, everyone took for fact, and that was things like a man is a man, a woman is a woman. You can't change. Things like being attracted to a minor or anyone under the age of 18 is wrong, and you should be strung up for it.
Pretty much. But every once in a while, they rear their heads.
Yeah,
minor attracted persons are actually
this
a
is what I'm
psychologically
talking about.
protected class of human being.
They're trying to take And how many and how many times have we
wrong?
How many times have we made fun of the how many times have we made fun of their truth? It's your truth. That's what it is. That's what they're trying to do, because at the end of the day, if no one has any sort of moral commonality between each other, then anyone can have any morals they want, and how dare anyone else judge them for it, and they're automatically right. So so a society where everyone thinks that they're right, is that a hill to die? I mean, that's the thing. Is that
wait? What do you mean? Everybody thinks they're right, or like everybody knows they're right because they think the same thing?
That's what
you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. I guess what I mean by that is that no one can be shook, no one can be explained logically why they're wrong, because logic doesn't happen anymore, because there's no objective truth.
I mean, there's right. I mean, there's a couple things too, and like when you challenge these people's worldviews, and I bring this up sometimes, in a family in a mingle with the family member, of just bringing up a politician that was neutral at the time, that was actually running for the Democratic Party, because I wasn't bringing up my side, or what I believed in. I was literally trying to ask their side, and they freaked out. Yeah. To a point where it's irrational freak out, where it's like, what?
That's exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. And I mean, it comes to the same thing when you talk. A bunch of these, there's a lot of people that think that thousands of black people die by the hands of police like daily. Yeah, and it's do you not understand that like all black people would be extinct in America if that was true? It's like 9 people. 9 black people, I should say, because the majority of the people that die by the hand of police officers are white. Yeah. But these are false truths that they've been led to believe, and the media enforces it, the internet enforces it, the algorithms enforce it. You would think, there's just a genocide happening on certain peoples, and it's like it couldn't be farther from the truth. It's just you've seen all 10 of them in rapid succession from different angles. So you've seen 30 videos of all 10 of them. Yep. And it's just it's horrible. Man.
It's really scary.
It's all
to
for
think.
Clicks and views too.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's really crazy is the internet's a military weapon. I mean, it was not a weapon, a communications device, but it was a military technology that was just given to everybody for free, so that we would willingly give up all our information. This couldn't be any more evident with the fact that it's so rubbed in your face now that businesses are doing it and buying and selling your analytic information. Oh yeah. That's just more proof that it came out so that the military could do it. They just did what they could do. They've done everything that they could do. All their stuff is set. And now they're like, okay, well, now some corporations can take advantage of it. I'd call that fascism.
It's funny.
Be honest.
I got a political text message today, and I didn't read it, but I
just one. Let me open my phone.
Well,
right now,
but that's
how
the
many
thing.
I get.
Back in the day, like when I first got cell phones and stuff, I'd notice it every once in a while, but I thought, my parents would get calls because their names were in the phone book, and so someone was just going through a phone book and trying to, cold call. Yeah. Right? Nowadays, there's not a phone book. There's not a directory that anyone can just look up. They have your information and your phone number and where to contact you by your internet
and
usage.
Some of these I appreciate, but dude, some of it's just spam. Like, look, this one's great. I mean, it starts off, it's a, Benjamin Franklin. It's a meme. It says, a republic, if you can keep it. The picture of Benjamin is nice, right? I like that. I agree.
It looks okay, yeah.
All right. Benjamin Franklin knew exactly what was coming, Kyle. When asked in 1787 at the Constitutional Convention what kind of government had been created, he responded, a republic, if you can keep it.
Okay.
And it just goes on to be this long thing about we got to save it from radical Marxist movement. And it's like, I get it, man. But like I said, I'll get that one. 5 minutes later, it's another one. 5 minutes later, it's another one. It's like, look, man, you are pissing people off.
Oh yeah.
By spamming them with text messages, dude. It's like the normal person is not happy with this. And I understand, I appreciate the thought being put into some of this stuff, but man, it is just not the way it is.
Yeah,
what does that say? More people were killed by the police in 2023 than by any other year in the past decade. That's kind of wild to think. Oh, wait, but that number wasn't very much more than 2022. It was 40, so 40 something. And New Mexico was the highest, really.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. Well,
look up worst. Sorry,
you're fine.
Just look this up. Worst neighborhoods, violent crime per capita. I just want to see if there's some on the list still. That might. What is it? Worst cities maybe might be a better, not neighborhoods.
Worst cities with crime per capita?
Violent crime per capita.
Oh, violent crime. Yeah, that makes a difference.
So, yeah, no, what were you? You were probably going to go into our beers.
Yeah, but I think
like.
if we want to pull up this statistic, that'd be cool, too. Be interesting.
Huh. What is this?
I'm trying to pull up statistics.
Oh, these are just different statistics on the other side he was looking at. Yeah, It's interesting, some of this stuff. Do you have it right there?
It was funny because...
Oh, so it lists them?
There's Milwaukee.
Milwaukee? Yeah, that's not surprising.
All right, so is it a smaller set of cities down below it?
Well, look,
Small towns and cities.
Small towns and cities.
So it's small and large.
Interesting.
You know, for a while on that smaller towns list, there were 2 neighborhoods in Rockford, Illinois.
Oh, really?
On the top 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's in our backyard, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
the Rockford
crazy.
Peaches. During World War II, they were one of the women's baseball leagues.
Yep. Rockford Peaches, yeah.
Yeah.
So
their stadium, their little stadiums in the hood. Dude.
Yeah,
it's like bad neighborhood.
Oh,
now.
it is crazy how neighborhoods change like that.
Man, right? Yeah, yeah. There's movies about all that, dude.
Oh, you're not
per
on.
capita here. It's saying that black people are most likely to be killed by police, more likely to be unarmed, and less likely to be threatening someone when killed. I don't know about that last statement.
At least they said they were.
Yeah, but like here, the previous statement says most unarmed people killed by the police were people of color. I think this is like 93. So black is 32, Hispanic 19, Asian 1, white 36.
Yeah, that doesn't that contradict itself?
It looks like it does. I didn't read that part. 93 killed by police were unarmed. It says most unarmed people killed by because we're only representing black people as people of color right now.
Oh,
because black, Hispanic,
fuck
Asian.
That shit. I hate that.
That was
so
our own.
much.
That was our own negligence there. Oops.
Yeah,
little oopsie on our part. But no, it says black people were more likely to be killed by police.
It's that BIPOC thing all over again. It's like, get out of here, dude. Nonsense, man. Color of your skin does not matter, dude. I'm sick of that crap. If it matters to you now, like, you messed up somewhere along the way, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, this part, though, is actually untrue. It says, for black people, we're more likely to be killed by police, but more likely to be unarmed. But in the unarmed section...
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
In unarmed section, we have 37%, right, black, and then 40% white.
Yeah.
So numbers don't add up on that part. Unarmed, not alleged to be threatening. 37% black, 39% white.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. What?
Well,
see, and this is exactly it.
Police disproportionately kill black people year after year.
They can show you something else and lie about it.
It's averaging about 28%, I would say, for black people, and then 45% for whites.
Yeah. Well,
for what?
Whites.
No.
Lowercase W.
No. I know. For what's the statistic though? What's it on?
Killing people.
Oh, okay.
Police killing.
Gotcha.
And then what's the rate of the, since we have this pulled up, is there not a rate for what the race kills of themselves?
This is just police.
Just police. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Well, this is the specific thing I pulled up. I didn't
know.
pull up anything else.
But like they disproportionately also kill themselves more than anybody else.
Yeah, I'm sure I can pull that up.
That's actually though, like anybody, interracial, like interracial violence is like the most with every demographic.
Yeah.
So majority of white people kill white people. Majority of black people kill black people. You know, that's just how it works. Yeah. But they tend to use that fact, and they're like, you know, more black women than white women died in Wisconsin, you know, in such and such year. And it's like, okay, well, who was killing them? And it's like, well, black men.
Yeah.
Or black women. You know, it's just like, well, then what's your point of posting this at all?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Please spare me.
Yep. See, that's the thing. You know, they make it into a racial thing when it doesn't matter that it's
doesn't
racial.
Matter,
it doesn't matter.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah.
1619 Get the out of here. I don't think that one counts, but we're at 4 anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's no longer PG-13, Zechariah.
Yeah,
my bad.
That's all right.
These things just kind of slip out.
Yeah.
Although, man, I can't wait till we talk about our beer. I'm really. This was good. I might pick up some on the way out, on the way home.
Yeah, it was good.
Some more. Some Moss.
Well, tell you what.
Live Moss.
Tell you what.
Not sponsored.
Really, we're really excited. One of our next episodes, I don't know if it will be the next, but we have aligned for a guest to come in.
What? We do that here?
Yes.
It's almost like that was part of our intro before, but
yeah, she's really excited. She said it sounds like fun and she'd love to come on. So, and we can finally have that mental health episode we've been talking about.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because that's a good topic, man.
Well, and
it's a huge problem.
Yeah. And we'll have questions, we'll have questions. We'll also have some
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
And she's a fun person. She's really got a bubbly personality.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. she's fun.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to having her on. So within the next couple episodes, I hope we can get her on. And
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. But
right on, man.
What are we drinking?
Well, all right. So
let's get right into it.
Just white supremacists' favorite myths about black and black crime.
Oh, what? What is
that's
the favorite myth?
Oh,
no, I'm just saying.
No, that's by the Southern Poverty Law Center, a communist organization.
I'm just saying that you're a white supremacist for calling out black and black crime.
Well, I'm telling you, the communists' opinion don't matter. Southern Poverty Law Center is a communist institution. Sorry, it's been taken over.
But now that you're
so, anyways,
but now
screw
that
communism.
Now that your opinion does matter, Kyle, what do you think about these beers?
So we got New Glarus, a favorite.
It's always
a favorite. Beer I had not seen before. It's called Dancing Man Wheat. It's labeled, kind of read through the label. It's, you kind of read it through here. Sounds a little bit. They talk about the wheat, but they talk about the malty notes. So right away, I was able to notice how sweet and kind of like, man, I don't even know how to describe it because there's zero about that beer was bitter, right? Like,
no, it's not bitter.
There's nothing bitter about it.
It's not bitter.
It's all very, very, very sweet, but like not overly sweet to the point of like gut rot. It's something that I could probably drink multiple 6-packs of.
No, honestly, what it reminded me of, do you remember eating grape nuts as a kid? Do you ever have those? That's kind of what it reminded me of. A little bit of sugar in the grape nuts, because obviously you
had to
have sugar, and you obviously
horrible without it.
Well, and you obviously need to eat sugar, or you need to have sugar in a beer to brew beer. So
it says the rich, spicy clove and cinnamon aromas will greet your nose, while sweet fruit notes and wheat kiss your lips. Lack the foam from your mouth, and admit sometimes you just gotta get up and dance.
Yep. There it is.
Huh. Maybe that's that clove and cinnamon, man. I'm a sucker for clove and cinnamon.
I'm usually not a fan of clove.
I'd never seen this before. Do you think this is like a this year new beer?
That I don't know. Joey might be able to tell us, but it is good. It's not it is really smooth. It's smooth.
Hey,
the taste is a little bit. It's a little different, but it's not bad.
Ooh, it's got a good score.
Added 2007.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Wow. Interesting.
Well, it seems like I think I told you UFTA hadn't been out before this year. UFTA hadn't been out for like 6 years. So it's like super limited time. I wonder if this is like
this
a year.
Is something that like came out in 2007 and then maybe maybe
See,
it hasn't come out
even the
since
brewing
then.
companies, they're like, oh man, 2024 is gonna suck. We got to get all of
This
these.
was added
Get all the good beers out.
UFTA was added in 2002.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and UFTA apparently, so from the guy that actually gave me that first 6-pack I ever had, he said that it used to be a yearly beer
there
and
you
then
go,
they
dude.
stopped doing it. And so,
Liquor store's open till 9, so I'm set, man.
yeah, there
Doesn't
you
even
go.
matter how long this outro goes. I'm still set.
Yeah, but so yeah, that Dancing Man wheat, that was pretty good.
Yeah,
I like that.
I enjoyed it. Like I'm talking right now. I'm probably gonna pick some up on the way home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the other one I've got here too is just going back to a one that we've had on here before, but the Back 40.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Well,
It's a Bach.
You got some seasonal beers out right now. You got the Kid Klosk. Maybe get it, maybe don't.
Kolsch,
yeah. Fuck you.
Oh.
Then you got
This is
Dancing
New
Man
Glarus?
Wheat. Yeah.
Yep.
Then you got the Back 40 Bach.
Yeah.
Back for
And the UFTA Bach.
Bach. Yeah, man.
Those are the 4
Well, there we go. That's
current
basically
seasonal.
we haven't tried that top one.
The Kid.
I haven't
Kid
seen that
Kolsch.
anywhere.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yep.
Says
I
crisp bitterness dries quickly into a clean finish. Double decadent mashing of specifically blended German and Czech barley and wheat malts naturally create a golden bready center.
I don't want to hear a single
don't know
word
about
about
that.
how I can't read things when you're in front of the computer and you couldn't even read it.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound too good.
Really? You don't think so?
I don't know, man.
I'm interested.
I'm interested to try it, but like the
No, it's got-
Dancing Man wheat. Listen, like read that description.
He did.
No, read it again.
Oh, okay.
If you dream of wheat, this brew will get your toes tapping. Since 1995, we have brewed Bavarian-style wheat beers exclusively for the same great state that grows and malts our own Wisconsin wheat in a world full of posers. This is a true
Happy Weissen.
Oh, you're gonna act like I don't know how to fucking talk?
You paused.
Yeah, I was about to read it, you prick.
Well, you have to keep getting closer and closer to the screen.
I didn't
sometimes.
even move my head.
You did on the last one.
Yeah, on the last one when I was talking about Bavarian, and then I was about to speak, and they're like, "Oh, you
gave me-
obviously you don't know German words, so I gotta."
How many German words do you know?
Look, man, give him credit that he could fucking read that from that far away. All right, apparently he can read Heffenweizen from
No,
like
I was-
20 feet away.
I was
But
re- I
any other like no.
I was reading it on the bottle. That's
Naturally,
exactly what's
100%
on the bottle.
God forbid, Once Upon a Time is on the screen.
Yeah, or
He'll struggle
God
so
forbid
hard, but Heffenweizen, he's got that down.
Yeah, or God forbid I take a slight pause in any sort of sentence.
Well, that's just because he's racist against your Asian.
Yeah, probably.
He's
That's got to be what it
no,
is.
it's no. Listen, it's not.
No, it's just your
racism.
privilege showing. Is
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
No, he's trying to help you out. He's trying to help you.
Oh, yeah.
out.
You know what? I'm so
He
sorry.
recognized that you might struggle, so he's like, "Oh, I got to help my brother out."
Tell you what.
No, it's more of just his mansplaining fucking showing.
My mansplain. Wait,
That's
are
true.
you?
Joe's
No, you're
coming
just
out.
trying to. You're just trying to be.
Congratulations, Joe.
No, you're just trying to be dominant over any possible scenario you can be over.
Mansplaining. So, did you?
So are you a vagina?
Have you transitioned?
owner?
Yeah.
A whole owner?
Or are you saying that men can't mansplain to other men? Because they absolutely can.
I don't think mansplaining
they?
is an actual thing.
I don't think it is either.
Anyway, we've gone off the rails. We're having fun.
So like everything you
Oh,
just
so what does
listed-
this say, Zach? What does this thumbprint beer say after that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
So everything that was pretty much on that list, we've been drinking for like
Yeah.
the last
The
like
only-
week or two.
yeah.
Like,
The only one is
since
that-
like I don't know how many episodes have we been drinking the
Right.
same beers.
Yeah, the only one is the Kid Kolsch, which I would be interested in trying.
I mean, I'll try it just because it was on the list and everything else has been good so far.
yeah.
But
I
the
told
Dancing
you-
Man Wheat, man, I
That is
think
good.
that might be one of my new favorites.
I got to tell you, though.
UFTA was it.
Yeah.
Because that is what I'm also following up the Dancing Man Wheat with an UFTA.
Yeah.
Delicious. I didn't grab a back 40 like you, but it's delicious.
Yeah. Well, it's, you got to be on. You got to. I don't know. I think you have to try different beers to see what you like, right? But
Yeah. But I think it's neat when you can actually like because like the UFTA talks about chocolate, and coffee, and it's like you can.
It's cool when you can actually do. Yeah,
for
sure.
The dancing man with the cloves
meets...
and the cinnamon, it's like, oh, that's sweet. That's exactly what it is, and it's like, man. When you can taste the flavors that these guys put into these beers, it's like that's what makes the good beer, right?
Yep.
Like we had that one. Like I don't care about their political leanings. If their craft is good,
you talk Capital Brewing.
If Robert De Niro can make a good movie, I don't care how bad he hates Trump.
Yeah, right.
Like
no, he's talking about New Glarus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert De Niro's delicious. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't make anything, dude. The guy's a freaking worthless idiot. He makes movies.
What brewery were you talking about? You said
Capital Brewery.
Yeah, okay. Capital Brewing Company.
What was the one we just picked up? Well, because they're a super. Yeah, it was like Autumn Fire,
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it was delicious.
Yeah, that one caught me by surprise.
And I know for damn sure that they're not, I guess with it.
Well, like I said, neither is New Glarus.
Neither is New Glarus.
Right.
But these they're making good beer, man. And I feel like, if the people that just made good beer just stuck to making good beer and just focused on making the best damn beer they could make.
Yep.
I don't care if they're damn communists.
They're making tons of money.
Making statues to Lenin in their breweries. I don't care.
New Glarus.
Do it. Stay out of politics, though.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's up, man.
New Glarus is like the #1 selling beer in Wisconsin.
Well, it's amazing beer.
They're only in Wisconsin.
And you know what?
So
we're so blessed.
They're doing well.
Because Wisconsin's amazing, right? You got amazing beer. You got tons of places that are like just open outrageous hours. And not every small town in Wisconsin is going to have that. I'm talking more Madison, Milwaukee, your bigger towns. But like you have that option. And then your frozen pizza section in the grocery stores around here is an entire aisle. Like,
no, it's more than an aisle.
There's
Kyle.
frozen. All right, the frozen food section
and Woodman
is
like
extended.
3 aisles.
Right, for whatever reason, Woodman's has like the plug on all frozen pizzas.
Are you complaining, Kyle?
Absolutely not. I absolutely love the selection. But it's amazing. Some of the frozen pizzas you get around here are so good. Like it's so good. And
you see something new. You see something new, and there's the old lady cooking it up for you to try it.
Man, I'm telling you. So
and it's always frozen pizza.
Do they do that anymore?
What's that?
I've not seen that old lady forever. Do they still do that?
So,
I
haven't seen it in Woodman's, but other places they do.
No, I'm talking about specifically Woodman's.
Oh,
like, I haven't seen her pull out the pizza oven in a while.
Dude, when I was a kid though, man.
And then cut the skinniest section.
The little I'm gonna need another one of those.
I'm gonna go around the block and you're gonna pretend that you don't know who I am.
No, it's more like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll have a second one. Okay, like she offered it. She didn't say a
as
word.
As a kid,
to
you didn't say that shit. As a kid, you're like, yeah, I want a second one.
Yeah,
as a kid, you're like, yeah, I want a cookie.
Can I have another one?
Yeah, I want that. Like, it didn't even matter if you wanted it.
I loved going to Woodman's on Sundays strictly because I knew it wasn't just the pizza lady, but it was like 6 or 7 people stationed around.
Go to Sam's Club.
That's
but I need a
dude.
membership for that.
No, no, you don't. Not Sam's Club. Costco, they're Nazis.
Well,
Sam's Club's commie. No, Sam's Club, you can go in. You can get a day membership.
Right, yes.
Costco, you cannot. Costco, they will barely let you in the store without a membership.
Yeah.
They will like barely let you in there. Like they're like almost Nazi to the point where it's like they won't let you go to the member services to get a membership.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad Costco is. But Sam's Club, you can absolutely just walk in there.
I think you can get a day
you
pass.
But you don't even need to. The only reason you need to buy that day pass is to buy anything. You can walk into that place no matter what and walk around
and get the
samples, brother. Absolutely. That is your right as an American consumer. And I support that right as an American consumer to take advantage of all those samples. Every single sample. The Sam's Club is amazing. Because, they'll have like 5 or 6. And they're good. Amazing samples.
Yep.
Like whatever, like even if you buy it and bring it home and cook it yourself, it's not going to turn up as good as whenever they make it because I don't know what's going on.
It's a pizza oven.
Well,
whatever they got going, dude.
I mean, they may as well be salesmen. Those ladies that are giving out those those samples.
This is such and such, and they like show it out. This is
I really
like. And then they like rip off their, they're walking around with a bra, and it's like UFC fighter girls, with the. dumplings, and you're like, what is going on here? No, I'm just kidding. That's not exactly how it is.
Say, let me go to Sam's Club real quick.
I'm just trying to get Joe to go to Sam's Club.
Yeah,
hey,
or,
buddy.
Or you go to.
So let's sign up. I'll give you my referral number, and we got you.
or you go to Costco and you go to their food, like their food court, and you get like a hot dog for 99 cents.
Well, I do like the dollar. I think it's $1.50 hot dog and a drink or something.
It's $1.50 now.
No. The CEO said you will not raise the price of the hot dog. No. And speaking of that, Quick Trip, Wisconsin gets Quick Trip, which I get. Some states and some coasts have certain gas stations that are awesome.
Costco hot
Quick
dog,
Trip,
soda combo, $1.50.
Yeah, they will not raise that. The CEO said they will not raise that price point.
Nice.
Okay,
so good on them. But Sam's Club also does some similar stuff. But yeah, no. Quick Trip, I believe that's a Wisconsin only.
Not anymore. It's actually in South Beloit now.
Their first Illinois branch, but they named it Quick Star.
Yeah, Quick Star. Yeah.
So it's not Quick Trip technically.
Yeah.
It is the same place, but
you saw them do that too with the old. They bought out Stop and Go, and they named it what?
What I noticed?
What they name it?
Stop and Go.
No, is it really? Is it still Stop and Go?
Yeah.
Where?
They just changed they changed the color scheme. So there's a Stop and Go not too far from here. That's got that rebranding done on the gas station portion.
There's one up in
but the roof looks like utter shit because the place is so old.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's like decrepit.
Yep.
And I used to go to that because it was the cheapest gas station in town. And I love that gas station. But yeah, when the Quick Trip bought them all, that's all they did for the Stop and Goes. It was a rebranding of the sign that went around the gas station pumps.
Okay.
I don't think they're changing any of the insides of the Stop and Goes.
They are. They are.
Well, they added like
you've got the hot foods, you've got the takeout food and
the
stuff
one up here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
All
I'll have to stop on my way out.
I didn't think they had
the one on Park Avenue there. It's not as extensive.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not as big.
They're just on rollers and whatnot. There's nothing like the actual.
They always had that.
Not to this extent though. Like they.
No, they've got you know the.
It's their branded shit.
Yeah,
basically,
and
it is their branded stuff. But we're talking about the old Stop and Go had like one roller and maybe there was something on it.
You're not wrong. There usually wasn't anything on it.
If there was one on it, it was so shriveled up.
You know you're gonna get sick off that.
Yeah.
That's the one you get when you want to call off the next day.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm going to go all in on this food poisoning right now.
Well, they've got the Quick Trip branded take home meals and stuff, microwavable meals.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Dude, Quick Trip's amazing, man. I love their food. And the cool part about it though is that they do the deals like every so often, like the same thing you might get, you spend like $5.99 on one day. Well, here's the special. It's $1.99 this day.
Yep.
It's like you just got to get it this day instead of that day.
You get a rotisserie chicken or their fried chicken.
Yeah. Oh, their chicken's amazing, dude.
Well, look at their prices on butter, eggs, milk, bacon. Yeah, dude, all of that stuff.
Every once in a while, they'll do like 99-cent bacon.
Yeah. 99-cent bacon.
You get a
5-pound
bag of potatoes for like $1.99.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I always get their bagged milk.
You like bagged milk? I've never bought I haven't bought bagged milk.
Bag.
You know what? I haven't bought bagged milk since it cost 10 cents at the cafeteria line. And then you
throw it.
You get all excited and you stab it, and then you realize you stab through it all as it all leaks all over the table.
And then they felt my legs in the pool, and
they rubbed my fur legs. They like to see the hair goes up.
Anyway, well, let's wrap it up.
That's how I learned a lot about roaches.
He also did preface studies like, oh, the little black kids like to come up and rub against my legs.
Yeah.
And Corn Pop, he was a mean dude. He tried to stop me from touching those kids. I mean, those kids touching my legs.
Don't talk about my son like that. I know how he died.
Yeah.
It was cancer from Iraq. Those soldiers shot it into him.
Yeah, and that's why I carry this.
Anyways, you know the thing.
So, well, I mean, is that where we're gonna leave it?
I guess so, man.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
Oofda, back 40,
and
Dancing Man Wheat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, beer, and thank you very much, alcohol.
And Joe Biden sucks.
And Joe Biden's a piece of shit.
Yeah.